Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today is the day I am wrapping up my Viking Link cosplay mashup. I am super excited. I woke up at 4:30 to start preparing for this photo shoot that I have in just a couple of hours. I shaved my head this morning and tried to convert that to a beard, which didn't work. I tried putting fake tattoos on the side of my head, and that didn't work as well as I had hoped. So I'm going to plan C, which is to put war paint on and then head off to the photo shoot. So what I'm going to show you in this video is me doing a couple of tweaks to some of the pieces that I need to make a couple of adjustments to so they fit better. I also need to add a sheath to my shield to hold the knife that holds the battery, which makes the shield work. And I also, at the last minute yesterday, decided to make something to go along with the build, because why not wait until the day before to do something? Yeah. So I'm going to show you that leading up to it, and then some behind the scenes of the photo shoot, and the last bit, which I will timestamp here, will be the photo reveal. So if you want to go look at that, you can skip all the pre-prep stuff. I've got my poses picked, and I'm literally about to get in the truck and head over to my photographer. Fingers crossed, wish me luck. Let's wrap this thing up. The first thing I wanted to square away was how to secure the knife to my shield. Typically these types of blades were worn horizontally across the belt of the warrior, but I needed mine to hang off the shield because the knife houses the battery pack that powers it. So I have this faux leather that I got in an old suitcase at a garage sale several years ago, and have sliced and incorporated it into at least half a dozen props over the past couple of years. It matched close to my handle wrap, so through trial and error, I trimmed out a basic shape, punched a couple of holes in it with straps, and then glued and screwed it into the foam. You won't see the screws with the blade put in. Putting it on after the fact, I just wanted to make sure that it was secure. I also glued on an engraved leather piece I initially made for my belt and didn't use. I bought this pouch off of Amazon, needing to dirty it up a little bit and make a couple of modifications to it. Starting with the engraved piece that was the company logo on it. This doesn't really go with my Viking motif, so this piece, along with the small bit, kind of help to secure the strapping when it's closed. So I replaced the logo with another engraved piece of leather that I was going to use for my belt. Luckily I had two of them, and it kind of helps to tie it back into the costume. I have the same knotted creature design on my helmet earpieces, not to mention also on the end of my drinking horn and the opening of my battle horn. This pouch will house my last minute edition and also my phone if I was to wear this to a con. To add some more decoration to the money pouch, I added some Viking beads that I also got off of Amazon. Some have runes on them, and I used the wolf heads as a nice end cap to each strip. I used some of these beads on my Viking drinking horn and on the battle horn. Even though my parts are coming from all over the place, to make them cohesive for my costume, I try and incorporate similar detail bits where I can. After my beads are secured with a knot at the bottom, I added a wash of thinned down acrylic paint to dirty it up a little. I had this cool idea at the last minute that I thought would be a fun addition, maybe even something I could pass out to fans at a convention if I went. My idea was to take the currency of The Legend of Zelda, which is red, blue, and green rupees, and put a little Viking twist on them. I found a simple rupee shape on my laser cutting software, put some colored 1/8 inch transparent acrylic sheets down, and laser engraved runes into the surface. My red ones will be the largest at about 2 inches or so, and then they'll get smaller with the blue and the smallest at the green. Each will have a different Viking rune etched into the middle. The acrylic sheets come with a protective paper so that it doesn't mess up the surface. I'm going to leave this on and use it as masking tape to color in with a gold paint pen. This will make the etching stand out a little bit more. I rub the pen into the groove and peel back the tape when it's dry. To seal the engraving and add a little more dimension to the surface of my rupees, I am adding some UV curing resin to the top of the acrylic. I spread it over the surface slowly and try to pop any bubbles with my hobby knife. Then, with a special green eye protection on, I carefully hit the surface of the resin with a small UV light. It only takes a minute or two and the rupees are ready for spending. I made about 10 of each color due to my time constraints and then threw them into my money pouch. I wanted to add this in here just to show you that things don't always go to plan. I bought these really cool runed temporary tattoos off a seller on Etsy with this application in mind. If you watch the TV series Vikings, these are the tattoos that the character Floki has towards the end of the show. After waking up super early and cutting my hair, I thought it was short enough to work with, but sadly it started to peel off when it dried. I also tried to glue on my side hair to fill in my beard that doesn't grow. After about 2 hours of work, I combed out all the loose hair to reveal a patchy mess. So option 3 for head decor was just to use some black grease paint around my eyes as war paint. With literally no time to spare, I packed all my gear into my truck and drove to my photographer. This is Julie May. She is a teacher like me with a side passion of photography. Normally she's photographing family portraits and weddings, but today she is facing the cold to photograph my Viking link. She also shot my Knights Templar Ironman from the last year. Julie has quickly become my go-to for great photos. We discussed a game plan a few weeks in advance. I compiled a list of poses that I wanted to get, and we communicated throughout the entire 4 hours of the photo shoot. Her husband Rodney also came to help us with light filtering and other setups. We definitely had people driving by doing double takes like, what are these lunatics doing? I will leave links to Julie's Instagram in the description below. She does amazing work. And this is my amazing wife who enables my building addiction. She woke up early with me to make sure I was ready. She is a master of list making, itineraries, and seeing all the small details. It was in the low 40s while we were shooting, and I was still sweating my face off with this wool, leather, faux fur, and heavy cloth on. She helped me with all the props I needed for each shot, kept my pose sheets close by to use as a reference, and made sure that I was well taken care of throughout the whole shoot. If you plan on taking some professional photos, I would highly recommend asking someone to help you. I would have never guessed in a million years that having pictures taken on my cosplays would be so physically demanding. Without my wife, it would have taken twice as long and not gone nearly as smoothly as it did. So thanks, Mrs. Much Props.
Fear not death, for the hour of your doom is set, and no one can escape it. hero of time. No matter where or when I am, I fight for Odin, for Valhalla, for Zelda, the Valkyrie summon me home.
And we are finished. Hopefully you enjoyed the process and came along with me through all of the build. If not, you can definitely go back and watch that playlist. I'll put links to it somewhere on the screen or in the description for you if you hadn't, so you can get caught up. I'm always humbled when I get to this point and have people who have helped me along the way. I definitely want to thank Julie May, who was my photographer, who took some absolute amazing photos, making me look pretty fierce when in reality I'm a school teacher. Special thanks to my wife, who was like the best help possible during the photo shoot, making sure that everything was how it was supposed to be, adjusting straps, hair, war paint, all of that. She did an amazing job keeping me in line and helping me with poses and positions and stuff. And hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Maybe this will lead to many more things. And yeah, so I guess it's on to the next full cosplay build, which I'll probably be starting in the next month or so. Yeah. Maybe you will try and make your own cosplay mashup yourself and combine worlds that don't belong together, but somehow you make work. In the end, it's definitely a fun experience. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some, and inevitably they're gonna ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these. Tell them, much props. I guess it's on to the next build. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and are excited as I am to start the next full cosplay build, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.